Hola, hoy hablamos de los verbos de yo irregular, or the irregular yo verbs. Como normal, durante el video mira y completa la página 11 y 12 en el paquete. Y cuando ves este símbolo, hay algo en el paquete que necesitas escribir o hacer. Empezamos con los básicos. In Spanish, several verbs have irregular yo forms in the present tense. You have already seen 3 with the go ending in the yo form. You know, decir becomes digo, tener becomes tengo, venir becomes vengo, also seguir becomes sigo, and conseguir becomes consigo. I'm hoping you noticed that all of these irregular yo forms end in go. For this reason, the nickname for irregular yo verbs are actually go verbs. Now, some people may not consider seguir and conseguir to be go verbs because they actually already have a G in the infinitive, whereas the other ones don't have a G. But just for our purposes and an easy way to remember which verbs need to do what thing, I do consider these and categorize these as go verbs because you're dropping the U and you're left with go. Ahora aprendemos unos verbos nuevos que cambian en la forma yo. Hacer means to make or do. Poner means to put or place. Salir means to leave. Suponer means to suppose. And traer means to bring. Atención! As I stated earlier, the go verbs that you learned previously, those 5, are not just go verbs. They are also stem-changing verbs, so they're boots with the fur. The 5 new verbs that you just learned are only irregular in the yo form, so they don't stem change. This makes things much easier. With that information in mind, let's look at a verb chart. This is the verb chart for hacer. As you can see, there is this irregularity in the yo form. It becomes hago, but all of the other ones are normal conjugations. Tú haces, ella usted hace, nosotros hacemos, vosotros hacéis, and ustedes, ellos, ellas hacen. There is no stem change in those. The only thing you need to worry about is the yo form. The same thing is true for poner. You change the ending in the yo form with that go, but all the others are normal. Pones, pone, ponemos, ponen. Those are the only 2 verb charts that I'm going to go over in this video, but as you can see in your packet, it's true for all 5 verbs. They are only irregular in the yo form. The other forms are all normal. Atención otra vez. I quickly want to talk about a very common error in Spanish 1. The verb hacer is often used to ask questions about what somebody does or what somebody's going to do. Please note that when answering, hacer is typically replaced with another more specific action verb. So if I ask you, ¿qué haces tú? What are you doing? You are going to respond with yo and a conjugated action verb. So yo nado en la piscina. Notice, hacer is nowhere in the answer. That's the same as in English. What do you do? You don't say, I do swim. You take the do out and you replace it with an action verb. I swim. So please make sure, this is a super common error. Do not put hacer in your answer. Todavía hay 2 verbos más que necesitas aprender. El primer verbo es el verbo ver, which means to see. Ver is only irregular in one way. It keeps the E in the yo form. So it's not vo, where you dropped the ER, it's veo. You keep that E. All the other forms are regular though. El segundo verbo es oír, which means to hear. Oír is irregular in 3 ways. It has an irregular yo form. It actually has a go in it. There's a spelling change from I to Y in the tú, ella, usted, and ustedes, ellos, ellas has an added accent mark also on the I. So if you look at the chart, you can see that almost every form of oír is irregular. I here becomes yo oigo with a G-O. You here becomes tú oyes with I changed to a Y. You formal here is usted oye with the I changed to a Y. We here, nosotros oímos with the added accent on the I. You all here in Spain and parts of South America, vosotros oís, that's the only one that is normal. And then they here, ellas oyen with the I changed to a Y. So this is a tricky verb. Be very careful if you are using oír in your work. Y ya acabamos. Muchas gracias por mirar y por favor completa el Google Form que sigue.